The following podcast will contain spoilers, tangents, hot takes, and excessive foul language. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, horror fans, and welcome to episode 338 of Frightmares. I'm your host, Austin Proctor, and joining me today for 2012's The Possession is Cory Johnson.
Hey-o.
The Possession. We were originally going to do The Conspiracy, which is a movie we kind of like, I mean, it comes up, I'd say frequently, but we had talked to Aaron Poole back in like February of last year, and we kind of touched on it then, and I don't really want to reveal what conspiracy theories I'm into, because I don't know, it's a weird subject, you know. It's a very strange subject where some are fun, some are tragic, so I was like, let's just avoid that altogether and do something different.
And we are in such a climate now that any kind of like hardcore conspiracy could be met with the wrong audience that we are looking for.
Yeah.
So we just decided, nah.
Just going to avoid it altogether. If you're into conspiracy theories and, you know, if that's your thing, then definitely go check out The Conspiracy from 2012. And when we were looking, I think this was your recommendation. Maybe was this, or no, we put it all on a spinning wheel, didn't we? Is that what we did?
Yeah. You picked 3, I picked 3, and we let the wheel decide. Which so far, this is the second time we've done this, I think.
Yeah. It's
been working out pretty well.
I like this idea very much. It just randomly came to me when I started looking for alternate movies, and I was like, if I can't decide and I don't want to just pick one, I was like, let's let fate decide. So we did Last Man Standing on the spinning wheel, and this was the one that came up. I like this movie. It's not winning any awards, but I think it's still a good movie. I think this gets a lot of hate. I can't really remember my history with this. It's probably one of those things I saw the poster for and on streaming and eventually was like, sure, let's check this out. I don't remember seeing this in theaters. I don't even remember hearing about this releasing. It was didn't really make a whole bunch of money, and it was kind of panned as well. A lot of people just don't like this movie, but there are some good elements that I really enjoy, and trust me, there's plenty of things that this movie does not do well that we will get into. Like I said, it's not a great or like fantastic movie, but I think it's a solid story, mainly because I love the lore of the Dybbuk box. It's something that horror does not do enough of. Like Jewish folklore, that's cool. It's not done a lot. Well, at least in my experience.
I think it's because Jewish history is just already so horrific.
That's fair.
In like literally since all of time, they've kind of been the punching bag. So yeah, I think there are certain things like at times people are like, let's not punch on the Jews again right now.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. But yeah, this one, like I said, this one is involving Jewish folklore and specifically a Dybbuk box. I thought it was funny because the subtitles definitely misspelled Dybbuk box.
Yeah.
It's DYBB and they did DIBB. I'm like, come on, at least get the fucking captions right. So what about you? Do you recall the first time you saw this or heard about it?
No, very much like you. Like there's some ethereal beginning point swirling around in my brain somewhere, but I can't really pin it down. I can tell you what I remember feeling the first time I watched this.
Oh, do tell.
Which was, what did I just watch? Was this supposed to be a scary movie? Okay, yeah, no, there's the scary part. Okay, why are we getting the Harry Potter baby? What's going on?
The Harry Potter baby?
From Half-Blood Prince, Order of the Phoenix, the one where they kill Voldemort and he's in the train station.
Oh, who's the baby?
The Voldemort body baby that they kill, and then at the end of this movie you get the witch.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very strange. A lot of the reviews were like, was this scary or did it just scare me at like 10 years old? So I can understand the kind of confusion. Do you remember enjoying it, or did you not like it when you first saw it?
So I think this was at a point for me where I was like, nah, PG-13 horror sucks. So I probably didn't appreciate it as much as I did on this watch through.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember there being like two really good things that I considered really good scares.
Okay.
Hilariously, they both have to do with the same basic premise of the scare. But yeah, I mean, I remember not hating it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I remember not hating it. Like I was like, yeah, there was some good elements there. And my horror moment, which obviously I'm not going to reveal now, is like the one thing I always remember from this movie because it's fucking horrifying. And so I always remember that one scene. And then every time it's about to happen, I'm like, here it comes. I don't even want to watch this part. So got a lot of good, but also a lot of not necessarily yada yada, but just kind of a lot of things they don't address. Characters that are really not likable. I don't even really have a favorite character, to be honest. So we will get to that. But before we do that, we got to do this. I'm going to talk about what did Jason Hill make me watch. This week, Jason made me watch a movie called John Dies at the End, which I have always heard of and had no idea it was considered a horror movie until I looked it up on IMDb. Sure enough, it is listed as a horror movie. The description is, a new street drug that sends its users across time and dimensions has one drawback. Some people return no longer human. Can two college dropouts save humanity from this silent, otherworldly invasion? I don't know what the fuck went on in this movie. I'm pretty sure it was a fever dream that I just experienced because I had no clue what was going on for like the first 20 minutes. And even by the end, I was like, I'm not exactly sure what happened. It's like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, like from like kind of how random that movie is. And it's got but this has like a quick pace. It's got very funny comedic beats, but they don't explain really anything. It's just, there's this drug. Stuff happens. I'm like, okay. And I like appreciate that, but also I don't want to be totally confused when I'm watching a movie. I do need some context. So it's very bizarre in that aspect, but I couldn't stop watching it because I was like, what's happening in this fucking movie? Have you ever seen John Dies at the End?
Once, but I don't remember it.
Okay. That's kind of shocking because, like, seriously, in the first 15 minutes, a girl's face explodes into snakes, a doorknob turns into a penis, and then a deep freezer full of raw meat assembles itself into a creature. No idea what's going on. Doug Jones randomly pops up in this, and he's not in makeup, and it was like a jump scare because I was like, is that fucking Doug Jones? And Clancy Brown is also in this playing a villain? I don't know. A lot of good practical effects. There wasn't any CG until the end, and then it was like a CG nightmare hellscape. Did not age very well, probably because I'm assuming this was a low-budget movie. And yeah, I don't know how to describe this movie to someone, because sure, the description kind of gives you an idea, but really, you're going to be, at least I was confused. I'm also not that smart, so don't listen to me. So it makes no sense, but somehow it makes perfect sense. I don't know. It's a very strange movie. I recommend it just because of the sheer insanity. It does have a 3.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Jason actually gave this a pretty high rating, 3.5 out of 5. And his review is, the journey was great, but then the end sort of went out on an, okay, I guess that works, sure. Which that's kind of how I felt. It's a very ambiguous, open-ended ending. I gave it a 3.5 as well, just because of it was enjoyable. I just didn't know what was going on. Oh, also Paul Giamatti is in this as well. He's kind of a main character. And I always love...
Interesting.
Yeah, I always love when he pops up. And it's kind of told through like this retelling of a story. So Paul Giamatti and the main guy, which is not John. John is like the main guy's friend. They're sitting at a table talking about the story. And the story is what we see on screen. So definitely very bizarre. If you'd like to check it out, it is streaming on Tubi, Pluto, and Plex. So it is around. I recommend... What was the one that you watched Quarantine on that had 800 ad breaks? Was that?
Oh, Pluto.
Pluto is great for like TV shows. Like I watch Bob Ross on Pluto. They have every fucking season. And there's like one commercial break and it's like 2 ads max. But movies on Pluto, no thanks. So watch it on Tubi or Plex. So once again, that is John Dies at the End from 2012.
Jason says, check it out. You'll probably hate it.
You'll probably hate it.
You'll probably be confused by this one, but yeah. Let's talk about the highest grossing movies and Oscar winners of the year. So highest grossing movie goes to The Avengers, $1.5 billion. Highest grossing horror movie is Resident Evil Retribution, $240.2 million. This is the 85th Academy Awards presented on Sunday, February 24th, 2013. Honoring movies released in 2012, Best Actor goes to Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln. Actor in a supporting role goes to Christopher Waltz in Django Unchained. Best Actress goes to Jennifer Lawrence. I did not know she won an Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. Actress in a supporting role, Anne Hathaway for Les Miserables. Cinematography to Claudio Miranda for Life of Pi. Director is Ang Lee for Life of Pi. Musical score, Michael Dana for Life of Pi, and Best Picture, Argo, winning nothing from what I've listed. Like, okay,
I was gearing up for a whole rant about how Life of Pi is so mid, and like I didn't even really like the book as a kid.
Yeah, so coming out of nowhere. I mean, it might have won other things because I don't go through every Oscar thing. That would be painful. So I did watch Argo, of course. The summary is: acting under the cover of a Hollywood producer scouting a location for a science fiction film, a CIA agent launches a dangerous operation to rescue 6 Americans in Tehran during a U.S. hostage crisis in Iran in 1979. I knew nothing about this. I knew Ben Affleck was in it. That's it. I had no...
It's one of Ben Affleck's last good movies.
This movie was fucking incredible. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it, so I just pressed play. I didn't look up any details about it. Ben Affleck is literally on the poster, so I was like, sure. And he's not like a selling point of a movie for me. Do I enjoy him in movies? Yeah, but I'm not running to the theater because he's done another movie. I'm usually like, oh, he's in this. Cool. It'll be good, I'm sure. He did direct this as well, which was pretty sweet. So there's a killer cast. You have John Goodman, Bryan Cranston, Alan Arkin, Clea Duvall, Scoot McNairy, Ben Affleck. Like, you've got a stellar cast, and it's also based off of a real life event. And they actually show pictures of the people that were in this, like in the real life experience next to their characters. This is probably some of the best casting I have, and hair and makeup I have literally ever seen. They were identical. Really killer opening that gives you an idea of what's to come. And there's like a big hostage situation. There's 6 that escape, and they are hiding out at the Canadian, like, what's it called when you have like
the embassy? Yeah,
something like that. So those 6 are hiding out, but there's like a whole other, I think there was like 98 other hostages that they kept for like 454 days. It was fucking crazy. And then the last 30 to 40 minutes are pure anxiety. I haven't felt anxiety like that probably since I watched A Quiet Place a couple years back. I couldn't, like, I was frozen in like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Really good movie. Kind of shocked me. Bryan Cranston is amazing. He's a big player in this. And then John Goodman and Alan Arkin are kind of the guys setting up the fake production studio and trying to get these people out of there. So if you've never seen this, it is a very good thriller. I would consider this a thriller. It's also a period piece since it's taking place in the 70s. Good stuff. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's got a 3.7 out of 5 on the Letterboxd. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. These 2000s Oscar winners are just fucking hitting. And then my review is you'd think they'd be able to find a better wig for Ben Affleck with a $44 million budget, because his wig was, if that's his real hair, I'd be very concerned, because it looked so horrible.
He does have just a bizarre head in general. Like from the chin up, he's a very strange looking man.
He's got like a very blocky face. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah, it's very square.
Yeah, so I assume it was a wig. It looked like a wig, and if I'm wrong, then, well, I'll stand corrected. Sadly, this is not streaming anywhere. I was able to watch this probably from a very sketchy website. I just typed in, full movie, because I was like, I don't feel like paying $5 for a rental. And it took me someplace, and I watched it, and it was like HD quality, so, my name's probably on a fucking server somewhere. So that is Argo from 2012. Definitely check that out if you like a good thriller. Let's do this IMDb Roundup. This is The Possession from 2012, released on August 31st of that year in the US. Rated PG-13 for mature thematic material involving violence and disturbing sequences. No sex and nudity, moderate violence and gore, mild profanity, mild alcohol, drugs, and smoking, and severe frightening and intense scenes. Coming in at an hour and 32 minutes. Listed as a horror mystery thriller. Directed by Ole Bornedal, I think. He really only does Danish films. This was one of the very few U.S. movies that he directed. Written by Juliet Snowden, who also wrote Boogeyman, Knowing, and Ouija. 2 or 3 just very I don't know. Boogeyman was pretty bad. I watched that for the first time probably last year, and I was like, ooh, woof. Not that great. And then we have Styles White, who also wrote the same thing, Boogeyman, Knowing, and Ouija. Composed by Anton Sanko, who composed Strangeland. Love that score. Ouija and Bloodsucking Bastard. So you have some Ouija alumni here. I mean, I guess that was 2 years after this movie, but nonetheless. Cinematography by Dan Lauston. He did the cinematography for Mimic, Darkness Falls, and John Wick 1 through 4. The wild arc there from Darkness Falls to the John Wick movies, but hey, good for him. Edited by 2 people, Eric L. Beeson, who edited Joyride, The Stepfather 2009, and Don't Breathe. Then we have Anders Viladsen, who also edited many of Ole Bornedal's Danish films. Pretty interesting cast here. You have Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Clyde. You probably know him from The Walking Dead as Negan. Kira Sedgwick as Stephanie. She was in 109 episodes of The Closer as Brenda Lee Johnson. She is also married to Kevin Bacon. Natasha Callis as M. She was in 20 episodes of Nurses as Ashley Collins, whatever that is. Madison Davenport as Hannah. She was also in a recent movie, I think from last year, It's What's Inside as Beatrice. And then we have Matas Sayahu as Zach.
So it's Modest Yahoo.
Modest Yahoo. Okay, there we go.
He is I think the only, well, not anymore, but for a while he was like the only Jewish rapper.
Oh.
Which through this entire movie, I was like, what are they doing with Jewish Justin Timberlake over here? And then I realized again, because every time I watch this movie, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like, oh god, it's Modest Yahoo.
Okay. That would explain the music artist credits he had on IMDb. Yeah, he had like some music videos and shit. Okay, so he's in this. He was only in one other movie called A Buddy Story as Chesid, however you say that. Estimated budget of $14 million. Oh, okay, this actually made a lot of money. I'm stupid. Worldwide box office gross of $85.4 million. All right, never mind. I thought this bombed. This movie was filmed in Vancouver, Canada, and Miami, Florida. 2 random places. You can watch this on Tubi. Movies that came out around the same time. We have Step Up Revolution, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days, Total Recall, Nitro Circus the Movie 3D, The Bourne Legacy, The Campaign, The Expendables 2, Paranorman, Lawless, Resident Evil Retribution, Dread, End of Watch, House at the End of the Street, Hotel Transylvania, and Looper. IMDb summary: a young girl buys an antique box at a yard sale, unaware that inside the collectible lives a malicious ancient spirit. The girl's father teams up with his ex-wife to find a way to end the curse upon their child. This is The Possession.
Hi.
Hey.
You're late. Kiddo, you ready to go? I'll have him back Sunday after lunch.
Just healthy food, okay? No pizza?
I'll give you $5 if you don't tell your mother.
Make it 35 for our deal. Dad, you need dishes. Dad, look! Look! I'm a lady. Cool. Daddy, can I get this?
Whatever you want, kiddo. Something in there. Well, that's weird. There aren't any seams.
What does that mean?
I think whoever made this didn't want anybody to open it.
Are you okay? I feel funny.
Have you noticed anything odd with Emily?
No.
Why is the box so important to you?
Don't know. Just his.
Slow down. Em. Slow down! I have no idea what I've got here.
Hebrew inscriptions. It says Dybbuk.
And where are you?
It's the Hebrew word for demon.
What does this thing want with my daughter?
The spirit is the taker of children.
Em.
Mommy, who am I?
Once the box is open, people die.
Doctors, they can't help us, can they?
In the refuge of the Most High, I will trust in Him. Beneath His wings you will be protected. He will cover you.
My God.
His truth. Let my daughter go!
I saw something in her.
So, Corey, overall thoughts on The Possession?
This movie is an absolute soup. It part of me feels like this movie really suffers from the level of star power they have in it. It's not like Keira Sedgwick and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are like super mega A-listers, but they come with a certain tag on them.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie could have been done way better with some unknowns. But with all of that being said, it is almost a wholly original idea.
Mhm.
Like, sure, we've had hundreds of thousands of cursed objects,
Right.
but to name it specifically for what it is very unique, and I feel like that kind of picks up some of the slack where these bigger name actors kind of fell short.
No, that's entirely 100% accurate. My overall thoughts are, I think this is a solid possession movie with a lot of heart, but ultimately falls short on delivering a polished final product. You mentioned the Dybbuk box, which is perfect because I'm going to go into that here in 2 seconds. There's not really a cold open per se, but because the title card comes right up, there is some text on screen. It's like based on a true story. This is what happened to a family over the course of 29 days, yada, yada. So you're introduced to the Dybbuk box right away. This old lady is kind of staring at it. Then she grabs a hammer in an attempt to destroy it, but she literally has a stroke. You can see the right side of her face just droop, and it appears that she's getting possessed in some sort of way, and then she just hits her head on the coffee table, and you're like, damn, that bitch died. Turns out she doesn't, because she comes back around when M buys the box from the yard sale. So she buys a Dybbuk box. She has no idea what it is. I mean, if I was a dad and my daughter picked up a box like that with a whole bunch of, Yiddish or a Hebrew on it, put it back. We're not buying that. So the Dybbuk box is actually a really cool folklore or mythology, whatever you want to call it. It's a restless, malicious spirit with the ability to haunt and even possess the living. It is sometimes believed to be attached to part of a deceased person's soul and helps them with unfinished business, not resting until it has accomplished that goal. something that this movie also heavily features is, we're talking about what worked now. The movie heavily features moths, and I thought it to be interesting because they can be good omens or bad omens, but sometimes moths can symbolize death, mortality, the end of things. They also have an association with the night, and unknown. And the unknown also links them to mystery, the shadow side, and the exploration of one's hidden aspects. So it's kind of cool because there's a shit ton of moths in this, and I don't know. It's like I guess that were they symbolizing a bad omen of being possessed? Maybe is that entirely possible? Maybe.
So I think, and this is me just going like barest of bones.
Okay.
I think there were moths because that's one of the first things that she pulled out of the box.
Oh, that is.
It was like a moth, a ring that she then put on her hand.
Right.
And then she later pulls out other things like the tooth and the cup and the dead bird skeleton. But one of the first things she pulls out of the box is a dead moth. Now, going back to what you were saying, yes, the original dead moth in the box is probably some sort of omen. Or, as I would like to think about it, there's a mirror in this box so that the Dybbuk can remember by looking at itself that it turned away from God.
Okay.
But there's no light in the box, so the demon or the Dybbuk or whatever has to create some type of light from itself, so it's drawn to its own light in like a cyclical something or other.
Okay.
That's about as far as I got with it, because like a bunch of the other stuff doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, the tooth and the hair, yes, okay, those are remnants of whatever the spirit actually was.
Right.
But like the little cup they pull out, and there's a couple other objects, I'm like, this is just random shit.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the lore behind it is they do explain it to a certain extent, right? They explain that the spirit that's inside the box will go back and forth, you know, from person to person until it finds its host. The host must be pure and innocent, and it will really get rid of anybody that stands in its way until it finds a host, because then it will attach itself to said host and then drain the life from it. The only way to get the spirit back into the box is to command it back in by its name. And I thought it was cool because once the rabbi gets involved, is he a rabbi?
No, he is the son of a rabbi.
There you go. Once he gets involved and he's trying to figure things out, he breaks the mirror on the box and the name of the demon is behind it. Like, part of me really likes that, right? Okay, cool. We found, because I mean, how else are you supposed to find this thing's name? But part of me is like, that really feels like it's way too easy to get the name. It's just on the box. I don't know. It feels
but it's behind the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, he had to break the mirror to get to see it.
So it's superstition on superstition. You're not supposed to break a mirror. And that is where we're to assume this box is super fucking old.
Okay.
This might be a mirror actually made of silver.
Right.
So, and silver is normally like a protection ward.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, nobody's going to break the silver mirror. That would just be extra dumb.
Yeah, I'm already dealing with possession. Let's have 7 more years of bad luck. Okay, but that doesn't. You're right. I totally forgot about the whole you're not supposed to break a mirror because it's bad luck. So I guess that point is
and especially in like Jewish culture, during like when somebody in a family dies, they have to do something called sitting shiva.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do that, they cover up all the mirrors in the house so the spirit cannot get trapped in the mirror as they're crossing over.
Oh shit, okay.
So Yeah, the breaking of the mirror probably fully released the spirit, but that was probably the intent of what he was doing.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense then. And this is why you're almost a necessity for movies that involve folklore and mythology, because you know all of this shit. Like I need you here when I have a problem with something to be like, well, actually, like, I appreciate that. So there is a decent amount of lore in the movie, although when we get to what didn't work, you might be able to help me with this. I feel like they break their own rules, so we'll get there.
Oh, they 100% break their own rules.
Okay, cool. So other things that worked outside of like the Dybbuk box and the lore that goes behind it, Clyde as a character, I do think he's a good dad. Much like the Collector, I think Arkin was a good dad. He got caught up in the wrong thing. I think Clyde is a good dad as well, but the divorce is really just fucked with his head. It's been about a year. I think his intentions are good. He's just struggling because, his ex-wife has this new boyfriend that she claims is just a boyfriend, but he's around 24/7, and he's got 2 young girls. So I couldn't imagine having to go through that and trying to be a good father because you're not in the right place mentally, but I do think he had good intentions. The actress who played Natasha Callis, Emily, she is like the backbone of this movie. This is, at least I thought she was an incredible kid actor. What did you feel about her performance in this?
So I'm super torn because when she's being creepy, oh, she's so creepy.
Right.
But when she's being a regular little girl character, I'm like, wow, you are so one-dimensionally flat as a character that I want you to get possessed so this movie can continue.
Well, would you think that's the actor's fault, or maybe the character development of the story and how she's written? Maybe the characters weren't very fleshed out, so she didn't have much to work with. Do you think it could possibly be a problem of writing?
Maybe, and this is going to be a huge cop-out on my part, but I think if even the writing only gets you so far,
right?
You could give Daniel Day-Lewis a script written by a 5th grader, and that man will turn it into gold. Granted, he's going to take 6 months methoding his way into this character,
right?
But he's going to do it.
Okay.
Or like fucking his name just slipped me. The wiki from The Lighthouse. God damn it. What's his name?
Pattinson?
Defoe? Green Goblin.
Oh,
yeah,
Willem
Dafoe.
Yeah.
I do not. Oh, God. Yeah, no, Willem Dafoe. You could give him like like Cat in the Hat, and he's going to turn that into some shit. So, granted, I have talked about 2 very old men, so my point might be a little skewed. But what I'm saying is, like, the talent of they didn't give the kid that played Spike in 28 Years Later a ton of lines,
right?
Like, the writing wasn't insane, but the kid fucking acted.
Dude, kids in horror movies this year have been crushing it. Spike in 28 Days Later. I can't remember his name from Weapons, but the kid,
all of the kids in Weapons.
Oh my God. Kids in horror have been very good this year.
Yeah, I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Mm-hmm.
With like the little girl has only so much talent,
right?
And the writing did not give her enough to maximize on that talent, I suppose.
I guess it's good though that she was at least able to play the creepy side better than the regular kid. Side.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because if she's trying to be creepy and you're like, you're not creepy, then that would suck. So I guess at least the silver lining is she played the creepy parts of the role very well. Like when she's in the yard staring at Brett and the wind's blowing her hair and she's just standing there. I'm like, I'm afraid of you and you're fucking 10. Normally I'm not afraid of a 10-year-old, but I'm going to leave you in the yard. I'm just going to go. I'm going to be on my way here. So I only have like 2 more things that I really enjoyed, because really for me the biggest thing I enjoy is the real mythology of the Dybbuk box, because it's something that is not, I'm sure there are other movies that exist. I could not name one that the main story revolves around this box. So that's the biggest part I like about this. But I did enjoy a lot of the camera work as well. The shots they were able to get, really referencing the incredible aerial shots. There's a lot of. Did you not like that?
So,
oh God,
no, I was taking some notes.
Oh,
and one of my notes goes, "This overhead 180 turn trick is pretty cool." And then right under it goes, "This overhead 180 turn trick, it gets overplayed 14 minutes in."
No, yeah, you're right. Like, and especially because they do it so many times, and every time they do it, there's one strike of a piano where it goes dun. And I'm like, all right, we're getting overplayed. So yes, I like the shots. They do get repetitive, but I love the 180 shot of that, and I think the camera work is decent for the most part. And the ending for me, ending in a hospital, right? I don't know what it is about hospitals and horror movies. I just fucking love it because Emma's in the hospital. And they're like, the son of the rabbi is there, and he's like, Clyde tells the rabbi, he's like, we don't have time. We got to do this here. And he's like, all right, we're going to go to this empty spot in the hospital that for some reason Clyde knows. And then all this shit goes down. So that's really all I have for likes. And it's not a lot. I have a lot more things that didn't work for me. But is there anything you wanted to highlight of the story or anything that you liked?
So pretty much any scene that is like directly related to the possession or I'm going to call her a witch, even though it's a demon,
right?
Which feels more appropriate.
Yeah.
Anything involving her and that whole bit it's really, really good. I'm super torn with my horror moments because the whole MRI scene is fucking insane.
Oh, I love that.
Great. And then I it's really funny. You said that you think Clyde is, for all intents and purposes, a fairly good dad,
right? And
I think the exact opposite. I think this motherfucker is a absolute scumbag.
Oh damn!
Who has no business raising children.
Oh wow.
Okay. Makes horrid financially risky decisions in buying a house to essentially make his daughters love him because he's living in a fucking apartment.
Yeah.
And then immediately after buying the house, accepts a job on the other end of the Eastern Seaboard.
Well, it's just dinner. Remember, it's just dinner.
No, he's lying to his wife or his ex-wife again.
Yeah.
Because all this motherfucker does is chase clout at his job.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why his wife divorced him, is because he was never there, because he was trying to be a successful basketball coach, which, guess what? They don't get paid that much in college.
Well, and there was also there was a quick dialogue between Stephanie and Clyde when she's like, you're just trying to chase that, because at one point he was like a big deal. And she's like, you're just trying to get back to being a big deal or whatever. And yeah, while he doesn't accept on screen, he's like, I am very interested. And then he tells his ex-wife, like, it's just dinner. It's so, yeah, he makes terrible decisions. I totally agree. Especially buying the house, because yeah, he gets a phone call when they're unpacking about the job. He's like, yeah, I'm interested. And I'm like, didn't you just buy a fucking house? Don't do that. What do you mean? Because where's this movie set? Did they say where it's set?
Upstate New York.
Yeah, so North Carolina is extremely far south. So yeah,
it's like over 1,000 miles.
Yeah, he's not. That's why I'm like, I feel like he has good intentions, but he doesn't make the right choices at all. And it's funny because now I want to know your opinion on Stephanie, because I fucking hate Stephanie. I am not a fan.
Oh yeah, no, I think she's a bitch too. Like,
these people shouldn't be having children.
So it's part of it is like, all right, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, like, you can't just bring in another person and then go, all right, well, this is how things are now.
Right.
Like there's a third person in that equation. And when it comes to kids, you got to kind of make some compromises here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this man is living in an apartment and you're telling him that he's not allowed to feed his children pizza.
Right.
He's living in an apartment. Pizza is like 1/4 what his diet is.
Pizza and soda. Yeah. So and that's the thing. It's like none of these characters are necessarily likable. Brett's not likable. Stephanie's not likable. Clyde is to an extent, but again, he's making horrible choices. I'm not really a fan of the older daughter because she's just being a raging asshole to her dad who, like I said, he's trying, but, I get it. And then the only real person that you can kind of connect with is Emily, at least for me, but then she's possessed. So it's like, well, I don't really necessarily like her. It's not her fault she's possessed. I kind of blame the dad because he let her buy the fucking box to begin with. So none of these characters, I mean, I guess the son of the rabbi, he's probably the only character I like because he's trying to help this family despite all the craziness, because all the other members of the synagogue for Jewish people.
Yes.
They all left, which was fucking great. That would be me, like, bye, I'm leaving. So yeah, the characters are not the greatest. They don't have enough redeeming qualities for me. Anything else you had that did work before we go to what didn't?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So what didn't work? I mentioned it already. Clyde buying the creepy old box, no questions asked, didn't care. I think you might be, I think you're going to like what I have to say. I fucking hate Clyde's house that he buys. I hate it. Emily's room has a corner with 2 windows in the corner on each corner and then another window. I hate it. The fucking doggy door that's like a built into that. It's like they shaved off a corner of the wall and put a doggy door there. That's permanent for some reason.
Also, that's not a doggy door. That is a small bear door.
Right. That thing is huge. Do you have a fucking Clydesdale you're putting through that thing? Like, I hate the layout of this house. I also don't see enough of it to know where I am in the house. And that, much like you, just irritates me at this point. If you're going to feature a house so prominently, I have to know my way around. It takes a lot for Clyde to actually investigate the box because he clearly sees Emily's face distorted in the mirror. Doesn't look at it at that point. It's only when Emily's like, don't touch my box. He's like, ooh, let me go check out what's inside. Again,
another reason
terrible decisions.
why I say he's not really a good dad.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
He ignores it until the absolute until he gets stabbed in the hand with a fork by his daughter. Everything else is just whatever.
Right. And see, and this is kind of the one part that I connected to him with when everyone just believes that Clyde hit his daughter when, we know the audience that he didn't. It's the possession smacking her around. But everyone is just like, I can't believe you would do that. Like, yes, after 10 years, I decided to now hit my daughter. So my heart went out to him then because it's like he didn't do that. He has never shown behavior like that. At least it's not mentioned in the movie. So everyone jumping down his throat like he really did this is like, can we not get a second opinion here? So that's when I was like, that would frustrate me if something like that happened. Obviously, I don't think my daughter is going to get possessed. But if I was accused of hitting someone when I've never shown that behavior before, it's like, that's very strange. And then again, when he's told not to see his daughter, I mean, yes, he's trying to help, but terrible decision to break that restraining order, because like I think she put a restraining order or he wasn't allowed to see the kids at a certain point, and he basically breaks into the house when Stephanie is away and tries to start reading passages out of the Bible to try to, I don't know, I guess combat the possession. So yeah, it
was really funny. So Jessica's best friend was in town while we were watching this, so it was 3 people watching this movie, and when he breaks in with the Bible, her friend was like, oh yeah, so we're getting this guy to do the exorcism?
Right. And I'm like, what's your plan here? You're just going to go into this house in the middle of the day and try to exorcise the demons with no prior knowledge? Very strange, bold move. I also needed some more horror. That's where I think this movie really lacks. Sure, There are some good scenes. Yes, I can't deny that. But since it is PG-13, they're very limited. I think an R rating would have ultimately helped this. We could have gotten a lot more horror goodness. That one scene that drove me crazy, and even my wife crazy, she was like, what the fuck? When Emily was eating the raw meat out of the fridge and breaking every dish known to mankind in their living room or in their kitchen.
Yeah, Jessica was like, they just broke $700 worth of really nice china.
Where was Brett and her sister? They're just fucking deaf all of a sudden. It was the middle of the night. They should be sleeping.
Brett doesn't live there.
All right. Okay, fair. Good point. But okay, then fine. Where's the older sister? Because it's like, I feel like that would have made some noise. And the last thing, going against the lore. The last thing, I'm curious to see if we link up on the part we were thinking breaks the rules, because it's, like I said, it's mentioned that the spirit searches for a pure and innocent soul to use as a host. So how the fuck does it get passed to the dad when he gets possessed? Is that not breaking its own rule?
Yeah, Abizu, the taker of children, it should be that it only takes children.
Right.
My only thing would be is if it's a cop-out rule, in the sense of if somebody is willing to be possessed, they get the demon just jumps to the willing host, because it's that much easier to take over somebody who's like, fucking come on, then is going to be actively fighting.
Yeah, but they don't ever say, at least I don't remember them saying that in the movie.
they definitely don't. That's no, I 100% agree that is breaking its own rules.
So yeah, because and then it's really cool though, because like the demon crawls out of his mouth when he's like a Abizu, and he gets gets it back in the box. I like that scene, but I'm like, why did we even need that? Why couldn't you have just gotten it out of the daughter by, you could have just cut out the part where it went to the dad and had it crawled out of the daughter's mouth. It's just very strange. So yeah, it kind of breaks its own rule. And then the last thing I can't stand is at the end of the movie, Clyde and Stephanie just get back together like everything's fine. We're all good now. Fucking Brett lost all of his teeth and God knows where he is, but we're fine. That ending made me so mad. Like, oh, we're all good. We went through trauma together. Now we're back together. So, fucking this movie. What about you? Is there anything else like that just irritated you or didn't work?
Yes. So I was trying to figure out a way to fit these notes in, but this happens to be a good spot.
Perfect.
The first note I had is purely a nitpicky one from my own memory.
Okay.
I thought I remembered Clyde's kids being older. Like I thought these were much more like middle teens to like young adult people. But that's just a me thing.
Yeah, I guess the older daughter was probably like maybe 13, maybe. But
yeah,
it's stated that Emily is 10, so.
Quote, there are no seams, unquote. Yes, there are. There are definitely seams. I can see your hands on them as you're saying there are no seams. And then this is another nitpicky thing with a semi deep cut reference.
Okay.
What are these carvings? They are really pretty. It's 2012, and this 10-year-old girl doesn't know what Hebrew looks like. Bitch, the Rugrats taught me what Hebrew looks like. How do you not know that at least the shape of what you're looking at is Hebrew?
Yeah, I mean... yeah,
you don't have to be able to read it, but at least understand what the language is that's carved on your box.
I would say Hebrew has a pretty distinctive look to it when you see writing, right?
It's very distinct.
And even if Em didn't know, like if Emily didn't know, fucking the dad should, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on, dude, you're mid-40s. You should have the knowledge to not let your daughter buy a fucking box that's written.
Yeah, when has anything carved on a box ever been you don't carve treasure on a box.
Right. This is where
it's always towards somebody away.
Right.
Like Mummy's Curse, Dybbuk box, uranium. Like it's all the only reason to label a box is to identify that there's something in this box that needs to stay in this
box. Don't let it out. Oh man. All right. Anything else on what didn't work?
No, I mean, like you said, it really suffers from its PG-13 rating.
Right.
Even if it was just like a soft R, like give me one actual kill on screen.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And you jump a full half point, maybe even a full point in the rating.
Yeah, and and Sam Raimi's name is attached to this because he produced it. It's entirely possible that, Drag Me to Hell did pretty good, and that was a PG-13 movie as well. So maybe he was like, oh, we could do that again. I don't know. I know PG-13 horror movies in the early 2000s were different than they were in the late 2000s for some reason. I don't know. And even today, they're kind of hit or miss. But yeah, it suffers so badly from the PG-13 rating. My hot take is that it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I don't think this is a bad movie because there is still a lot of good. So I don't know. I don't know if that's really a hot take. I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets because there are a lot of good elements. Any hot takes for you?
My hot take is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan looks like Ray Romano's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Now I need a visual. I have to have a visual. What's that guy's name? Brad Garrett.
Is that what it is?
Yes, Brad Garrett. Oh my God, yeah. 100. He's Jeffrey Dean Morgan without a beard. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan had no beard in this, so I was like, that's what he looks like.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's like a mixture of him and Javier Bardem.
Right, yeah. It's like mashing those two guys together. Okay, that's hilarious. Hooked for me. I mean, I was hooked pretty much right off the bat just because, again, Dybbuk box, cool thing, and that lady got fucked up in the beginning. It gives you this like, ooh, maybe this will be really, really good, and kind of doesn't. So was there a hooked moment for you?
So yes and no. So there were more points where, like, because like you said, there wasn't like a specific one part where I was like, all right, I'm in the movie,
right? But
there are certain moments that happen where I'm like, ooh, my interest is much more piqued. like I said, the whole MRI sequence is fantastic,
so good.
I can almost 100% guess that the empty lot gas station scene was the place where they filmed in Miami, because that's a Miami ass location if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, agreed.
But I really like that sequence as well because it's all these uncharacteristic for the movie wide shots, and it's lit like the inside of a fucking shoebox. Like it's the lighting is horrible, but it adds to the, like, you almost feel like you're gonna get that R rating in there.
You talking about the scene where she's in the parking lot with the moths after she gets it out of the, yeah, that's a really good scene.
Yeah. It's a really cool scene.
Yeah.
And then just like the entire ending sequence, instead of hooking, it reinvigorates what the movie is trying to do.
There you go. Yeah.
It adds a little bit more gas to the fire.
Yeah, because that kind of goes into my lost moment. Like I'm never fully lost. This movie's just kind of missing something. It's hard to put my finger on it. I mean, I think we've kind of worked through what's not working. Obviously, the rating, the acting, the characters. I don't know. It's like, I feel like it has so much heart, but it also feels heartless at the same time. It's very hard to describe, but the pacing is just kind of, it's like at some parts I'm like, man, I'm getting kind of bored, but then something would happen. So I'm never lost, but there's these moments where I'm like, all right, we need to ramp this back up again.
I think what it is it's trying to depict the like stressfulness of jumping in between mom's house, dad's house during a divorce.
Yeah.
But I think in the same breath as it doing that, it loses its own pacing.
Right.
Because the timeline of the possession now doesn't make sense, because it's implied that Clyde only gets his kids either Friday night to Sunday or Saturday morning to Sunday.
Right.
He gets him some weekend. So she gets the box. Everything's hunky dory for a little bit. She goes back to her mom's house. She comes back to her dad's. The possession is already kind of started. She goes back to her mom's, comes back to her. Like they're jumping back and forth too much for it to cohesively make sense. Because the timeline is like, did it take 4 days? Did it take 4 weeks? She's been at her dad's house now 3 times. That implies that like it's the end of the month now.
Yeah.
Like how long is this taking?
It said at the beginning of the movie, it's over the course of 29 days. I mean, so
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, it said this based on a true story. This is the account of what happened to this family over the course of 29 days or something like that. So
okay, okay. So I guess if you're not paying attention to the text crawl,
it was real quick at the beginning. Like,
but that's I just think the pacing is whacked out.
Yeah, because they don't really. I mean, yes, we get an idea of how long it's taking place over, but they don't really tell us at what point. Like, you know, it would have been great to get like week 1 or just some sort of time reference, because they do seem to be popping back and forth all the time, which doesn't really make any sense. So, is it kind of the same for you with The Lost? It's kind of like the pacing is just all over the place.
Yeah, it's and I wouldn't even call it like Lost.
Yeah.
Now I would say like if I am going to be taken out of the movie, it's any time where the possession stuff isn't happening.
Okay. Fair enough. Horror moment for me is like I said, it's the one thing I always remember about this movie. And it's when Emily is standing in the yard looking at Brett, and then like blood starts coming out of his mouth. And then he just takes his teeth and wipes them away like dirt on his face. That fucking scene gets me every time, just with how easy his teeth just wipe away. And then he gets in his fucking Prius and hauls ass. That scene gets me every time. You said you were torn on your horror moment. So what do you got?
Yes. So torn between that scene right there, because like teeth just falling out of people unprompted is gross.
Pulling them out is one thing, but just wiping them away.
It is the stuff of actual nightmares. And then I am going to claim, because I did some surface level research.
Okay.
This is, in what I could find, the only time this has ever happened in a horror movie.
Oh.
Where they do the MRI on the person and you see the image and you can see the demon grabbed onto the person that's being possessed from the inside on a medical image. The only thing that is even close to that, and it's not really close at all, is in Insidious, The Red Door, where the ghost gets inside of the MRI with what's her name.
Okay.
But outside of that, this is a wholly original show of the big bad. And it's because at first you see like a hand around a lung, and then the image loads a little bit more, and then there's another hand up on the heart, and then you get the full image and you see the face flickering.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even like scary. Yeah, like yes, that is a horrific image to be looking at.
Right.
But it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's the coolest reveal I've ever seen. And it's so fucking awesome.
And there's definitely like MRIs in horror movies. There's one in Saw X. There's one in Final Destination Bloodlines. But yeah, there might even be one where like you see an image at the end of something, but like seeing it in real time with all the lights flickering and it moving inside of Emily's body, that is that is one of the most original things ever. It is so fucking cool. And I agree with that. I love, because you keep seeing the image changing, and all of them are looking at it like, that's kind of fucked up. What is that? So I agree. That is probably one of the coolest things ever to be done. Favorite kill for me, because there's not many, but Emily's teacher, that bitch gets yoinked and yeeted all over that classroom, like thrown into the chalkboard, thrown into a chair. Great death. Love that one. What about you?
No, that would be my death too.
Yeah, so good. So my favorite character is a group of people. It's all of the they're Hasidic Jews, correct? Are they
they might be Hasidic, but they also might be Orthodox.
Okay.
Based on the big fur hats.
Okay.
That's an Orthodox thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, it's when all of all the Jews that are there, when they see the big bucks, and like a lot of them are like, nope, I'm out. My favorite characters. Those are my type of people. I'm gone. Fuck this. This is a terrible omen. I'm leaving. Like, that's my favorite character. I don't really have one that was a major player in the movie because there's not enough likable qualities about. I mean, I guess the son of the rabbi, I guess he could be a favorite character because he's trying to help what did he say? He's like, I'm not only supposed to help, I'm obligated to help or something like that.
Yeah, because somebody's life is in danger.
Yeah,
it's a Jewish law.
Right. So we'll go with him, but I did like when all those other Jews just got up and left. They're like, fuck this. Did you have a favorite character?
So yes, for slightly the same reason as you, but also not. So it's not all of the Jewish characters, but it's the one head rabbi.
Okay.
Because for the entire sequence, he's speaking in like low hushed Hebrew and somebody's translating for him. And then they stand him up and he just speaks perfect English. I'm like, this fucking theatrics for no reason. This could have been done and over, but no, you had to translate it and slow this down by like 5 minutes for the show of it all.
Someone's life is at stake.
and I really appreciate the just wanton waste of me as a viewer's time to hit me with that reveal. I'm like, all right. Cool.
Fucking great. Oh, least favorite character is Stephanie. This was solidified, and even Gabby attests to this because she felt the same way. It's solidified in the moment when Clyde drops the girls off after all the moths fly around their house when they come out of that medicine cabinet and out of Emily's room, and she goes, wow, I didn't know moths were attracted to pizza and soda. Okay, I just went through a fucking horrific trauma. I have to have exterminators, get all these things out of my house. Yeah, fuck you. I don't like you. Not a fan of you. Don't make fun of me in my time of like actual tragedy, because that's a weird thing to happen. And now you're making a joke out of it. Get fucked. What about you?
Brett. I don't like him. I feel like you are like you're not even like a 22-year-old adult. You're like in your 40s, bro. You should know that the situation that you are inserting yourself in, demons excluded,
right, demons
is gonna be fishy and awkward, and it's not a situation you should present yourself in. Also, you look like a mixture of Sean Bean and Harvey Dent, and it's strange.
It's stressing me out. I love when you compare actors to other people because it's always dead on accurate every single time.
This is why I have such a problem with faces, and why I go, who the fuck is that guy? I know I've seen him in something, and I scroll. I've not seen him in something, but his face just looks like somebody else's face.
It's an amalgamation of 16 other faces. Favorite line, I didn't have anything. There's not really any killer one-liners. I don't know if you had anything.
No.
Okay. No random thoughts for me. No expectations because I've seen it. And my review for this would be, if I didn't shamelessly plug my own show, I would rather pull out my eyelashes one by one than deal with that many moths inside my house. Absolutely not. Homie does not do anything that flies. No fucking way. Anything else you'd like to mention before we wrap up here?
No, I mean, this is one of those movies that if you can go into it with absolutely no expectations after listening to this episode, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Like it's not a bad movie, but it's also not breaking any kind of new ground on anything except for that MRI scene.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. So, right then, post-review stuff. There are 3 taglines: fear the demon that doesn't fear God, darkness lives inside, and pray for her. Trivia: the demon in the box is speaking Polish in the film. While promoting the film on the Late Night Show with Craig Ferguson, Jeffrey Dean Morgan reported that strange events took place during production that he could not explain. Lights exploded during the filming of key scenes, and just 2 days after wrapping principal photography, all of the props for the film stored in case for reshoots were destroyed in a fire that mysteriously erupted from within the storage house. So that's fucking crazy. The real Dybbuk box is in Las Vegas and is said to be one of the most haunted objects on Earth. It is inside of an airtight glass box surrounded by sage. The sage inside of the box has actually grown mold on it, which is impossible because of the lack of new air it is receiving. Goofs. Love some fun goofs here. When Clyde pulls up to a nearby warehouse to dispose of the box, the cameraman, and camera assistant are all briefly reflected on the backside view of the mirror. When Clyde goes to Manhattan to talk with, how do you say his name? Zadok?
Yeah, close enough.
Zadok Shapir. During the first encounter with him at the stairway, the cameraman is momentarily reflected on a store window past the stairway. And at 49 minutes, the actress's mic and wire are visible under her clothing. Love that shit. Hilarious. Rated 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Has a 40% on the tomato meter and a 48% audience score. What did you give this, Corey?
I gave it a 3.
That's where I'm at. 3 as well from me. Similar movies according to Letterboxd, we have The Exorcist, The Conjuring, The Exorcist Believer, The Unborn, and Ouija Origin of Evil. Similar movies according to IMDb, we have The Possession of Hannah Grace, The Haunting in Connecticut, The Last Exorcism, The Unholy, and Deliver Us from Evil. Let's do some funny reviews. I usually come strapped with 5, and that's how many I have today.
Yeah, I've got 6.
All right, you go first.
I was doing them while you were setting up, and then I found another one that was really good.
All right, go ahead and kick us off.
A half-star review from Mars. This shit sucks, actual asshole. This is what this annoying ass family gets for living in upstate New York.
Simply for your location. 3 stars from Warren Wilkinson. Daddy, can I have this really old fucking box that looks like it's going to haunt us forever? Yeah, whatever. I'm on the phone. This is exactly what happened. I mean, you could have had that exact dialogue happen because that's basically what did. All right, next.
A half-star review from Ua Drainer. Only good thing about this movie is that I got head when it ended.
What a weird time to receive head. That is strange. We just watched a possession movie. How about a blowjob? 3 stars from Sarah. Me personally, I would have sounded the alarm at the old lady yelling at me to not buy the box. And fucking same. especially with how she was all bandaged up and screaming. Maybe don't get the box. What do you got?
A half-star review from Kiki. I hate when the Jew died.
Wait, who? What Jew died? Oh, yeah, that's right. He dies at the end of the movie. Yeah, that's right. How dare they? That was fucking... it was like a cool way to end it, but you're like, goddamn, really? Well, a half star from James Studsworth. Quote, take me instead, end quote, the main character shouts as he remembers the climax of The Exorcist.
That I did forget that was a line in The Exorcist.
Yeah.
A 5-star review from Kenzie Star. Nobody can tell me this movie isn't some of the swankiest shit imaginable.
Swankiest. I love it. 2 stars from Jordan. That feeling when you're possessed by an ancient Dybbuk, but your parents mistake it for you going through it because of their divorce. Because that's what they say, at some point. I'm like, dude, it's been a year. If she was going through it, it would have already happened by now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A 5-star and a heart from Ismeen. This shit's so ass. 5-star for Jeffrey Morgan.
I hated it. 5 stars. All right, my last one here is a 2.5 star from Ellen. Ah, yes, my favorite horror subgenre, divorce.
A 5-star and a heart from Gabby with an I.
Oh.
M. Slade demonic possession.
I mean, she kind of did. That all you got?
Yep.
All right. If you enjoy the show, please rate and review on your favorite podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Slasher, Blue Sky, Threads, and YouTube at frightmarespodcast. Our email is stayspooky@outlook.com. You can also follow me personally on Letterboxd at Dr. Proctor. You are...
Frightmare's Cory.
Boo! Yeah, be sure to follow our sister podcast, The Shameless Picture Show, and also check out the Dead-Eyed Millennial podcast as well. I want to announce like what's going on, but I hate saying things before they happen because every time I've done that, it falls the fuck apart.
Hold it close to the vest.
I know. I'm going to hold this one close to the vest, but we have a very huge guest planned for the bonus episode that I'm very excited for. That will be releasing next week. So until then, stay tuned and
stay spooky.